Hello everyone, I thought I would read you our story of the week this week and tell you about 3 of our word aware words that come from the story. Are you ready? Our story of the week this week is Mr. Wolf's Pancakes by Jan Fearnley. Now she writes the words and she draws the pictures too. So she's an author and an illustrator. Mr. Wolf's Pancakes. Oh, and here he is inside. Mr. Wolf's Pancakes by Jan Fearnley. And there he is holding up a pancake. Here we are. One day, Mr. Wolf was feeling hungry. He fancied some pancakes. It means he really wanted some pancakes. Yum, yum, he said, licking his lips at the thought of a big pile of delicious, fresh pancakes. And there is one of our first words of the week. Here we go. Delicious. Delicious. Mr. Wolf was looking forward to a pile of delicious pancakes. Let's try that word. Delicious. 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 Quietly. Delicious. Let's sing it. Delicious. And a wobbly way. Delicious. Let's clap it. Delicious. It's quite a long word. Delicious. 3 syllables, 3 claps. And our sign for delicious is that we're going to lick our lips, just like Mr. Wolf. Delicious. And this week we're going to show you a little picture for each word. And our picture for delicious is a little face with a lovely big smile and a slurping tongue. Delicious. And here's Mr. Wolf thinking about his delicious pancakes. Mr. Wolf had never made pancakes before, so he took his big recipe book down from the shelf and looked inside. But wolves can't read very well, and Mr. Wolf had trouble making sense of it. So he went to get some help from his neighbours. Now there are 2 of our word aware words. One of them is neighbours. Again, it's another long one. Are we ready? Neighbours. Let's try neighbours. 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 Quietly. Neighbours. Let's sing it. Neighbours. And a wobbly one. Neighbours. And let's clap it. Neighbours. Neighbours. And our sign for neighbours is like this. So we're putting 2 things together next to each other because that is what neighbours are. They're people who live next door to you. They are called neighbours. There's 2 houses next door to each other. And here's the sign. Here's our little picture for neighbours. I've got 1 house here and 1 house here. They are neighbours. Okay. Oh, and the other word was help. Mr. Wolf in the story asks for lots of help with all the things that he can't manage. Help. Let's try that word. It's a short one. Help. help. Help! Help. Let's sing it. Help. And clap it. Help. Just one, it's a short word. Oh, in a wobbly way. Help. Well done. Our sign for help, we're going to put our hand on top of our palm and offer it out, like help, as if you're lifting something up and helping it. Help. Okay? And our little sign for help, our little picture, is a little hand. Because we can help people with our hands. We can help them feel better. We can give them something that they need. We can help them. Okay? With our hands. Let's find where we were up to. Oh yes, he was going to get some help from his neighbours with his reading. He called on Chicken Licken, who lived nearby. "Please, can you help me read this?" he asked. "No," said Chicken Licken, slamming the door in Mr. Wolf's face. Bang! "Oh dear," sighed Mr. Wolf. He sat down slowly and read the book and worked out what he needed, all by himself. He needed flour, eggs, and milk. Mr. Wolf looked in his cupboard for the ingredients, but he couldn't find anything he needed. "I'll go to the shop," he decided, and he settled down to write a list. But wolves aren't very good at writing, so Mr. Wolf called on Wee Willie Winkie. "You're very clever," said Mr. Wolf. "Can you help me write my shopping list, please?" "No," said Wee Willie Winkie. "Go away," and slammed his door. Bang! "There's no need to be like that," said Mr. Wolf quietly. "I wonder why everyone is being so rude to Mr. Wolf." Mr. Wolf sat down and tried very hard with his writing until he had made his shopping list all by himself. He needed to count his money to make sure he had enough, but wolves aren't very good at counting, so he went to the gingerbread man for some help. Oh, there's that word again. Help. "Can you help me count my money, please?" he asked politely. "No, I'm too busy to bother with you," said the gingerbread man, slamming his door. Bang! Goodness gracious. So poor Mr. Wolf had to sit down and count his money. It took him a long time, and he had to check it 3 times before he'd got it right. But he did it all by himself. Mr. Wolf needed a basket to carry his shopping, so he called on Little Red Riding Hood. "Please, may I borrow your basket?" he asked, very nicely. "I'm not lending my basket to you," said Little Red Riding Hood. "Now clear off." Means go away. So Mr. Wolf set off to the shop without a basket. "I'll manage," he said. Poor Mr. Wolf. Mr. Wolf went to the shop. He went to Old Mother Hubbard's general store, and they've got everything he needs in there, and even the eggs in the window, and he'll have to go inside for the flour and the milk. He looked at his list, remembered what he needed, and counted out his money, and carried the eggs, milk and flour home, all by himself. Now it was time to make the pancakes, but wolves aren't very good at making pancakes, so Mr. Wolf called on the three little pigs. "Please, can you help me cook my pancakes? I'll share them with you," he said kindly. "No chance," chorused the pigs, slamming their doors. Bang, bang, bang. Mr. Wolf felt sad because nobody wanted to help him. Look at poor Mr. Wolf. I wonder why everybody is being so unkind to him. Maybe they know a different Mr. Wolf. Mr. Wolf went home and started to make the pancakes all by himself. Soon there was a huge pile of pancakes on the table, all ready for eating. Now, as Mr. Wolf had been making his pancakes, a lovely smell had drifted out of the kitchen, and all his neighbours could smell it, and it made them feel very hungry. They wanted some pancakes too, and they decided to try their luck. They're really going to ask Mr. Wolf for pancakes after they've been so unkind to him and rude. So they knocked on Mr. Wolf's door. "Give us some of your pancakes," said the rotten lot. "Why should I give you any of my pancakes? Not one of you would help me," said Mr. Wolf. "We'll help you eat them," replied Mr. Wolf's neighbours nastily. "Anyway, we're not going away until you give us some." Mr. Wolf thought very hard. There was only one decent thing to do. "Oh, very well then," he sighed. "You'd better come in." Mr. Wolf opened the door wide, and whoosh! His greedy neighbours rudely pushed him aside and dashed down the hall. Mr. Wolf shook his head and shrugged his shoulders. He followed them into the kitchen, and when they were all in, Mr. Wolf gobbled them up. Snippety, snappety. And that was the end of his unhelpful neighbours. And then, with his bulging tummy not quite full, Mr. Wolf sat down to eat his pile of pancakes, and he did it all by himself, because Little Red Riding Hood is gone. Wee Willie Winky gone. Chicken Licking gone. The three little pigs gone. The gingerbread man gone. Well, there was nobody else around. And there's Mr. Wolf with his lovely tummy full of delicious pancakes and delicious neighbours. Goodness me. Thank you for listening, and hopefully we'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.